Hi, I'm Dr. Allison Muller, and I wanted to go over a few of the steps that are involved with writing a report as an expert witness. And so I will write a report for a case only after an attorney has specifically asked me to do so. So once I have conducted my review of all the materials presented to me by the attorney for a given case and discuss my findings with the attorney, should it be appropriate, I will write a report. And so the whole purpose of the report is to answer a question or a series of questions about the case that's specific to toxicology. And those are outlined in a cover letter that the attorney would send me, along with the retention agreement that the attorney has returned to me. And so the format of my report is as follows. And every expert does the reports a little bit different. I've seen many opposing expert reports, so there's all sorts of styles. But my style is really less is more. I've seen some beautifully written opposing expert reports, very informative, very thorough, but they're mini textbooks. And so not only do I feel that if I can answer the question in less words and less pages, but if I can answer the question in a way that attorneys, who are often not people with medical or scientific backgrounds, sometimes they are, but oftentimes they're not, and they're certainly not toxicologists. I've yet to run into a toxicologist that has now shifted their practice into the area of law, but ultimately juries. So being able to communicate sometimes very complex scientific principles and conclusions is a goal of mine in the report, and so it can be understood by all audiences. And so my report will start out with my qualifications, just a short summary. I do attach my curriculum vitae to my reports. However, it's very lengthy, so a quick overview of my qualifications, stating why my background would be applicable to being an expert witness for this case. Then I list all of the materials that the attorney has provided to me to review for the case. Whether I've used the materials or not, if I've been in receipt of them, I list them. And then I give a brief history of the case, just kind of setting the stage for, okay, what is this case about? And then ultimately going to the question or various questions that the attorney has posed to me regarding the case. What about the drug's role in this case, or the chemicals' role in this case, or the combination of drug and alcohol? There's very specific questions for each case. And so if the cover letter is not clear about that, then the attorney and I will have a phone call first before I draft the report. And speaking of draft the report, there's only one version of the report. So I know that there's different rules versus, federal law and different state laws in terms of if draft reports are permissible or not. I do one version of the report. Helps me sleep better at night. And so that's also one of the reasons why retaining counsel and I will discuss what the points of the report would be before the report even comes to fruition. And then finally, following the history of the case and then my summary of my conclusions, then I answer the questions posed to me with a reasonable degree of scientific certainty. And if I've used any references, so any textbooks or any articles from the medical literature to arrive at my conclusions or to arrive at my opinion on the case, I will list those in the report. If I didn't use any references or textbooks, then those are not listed in the report. And then finally attach a copy of my curriculum vitae. So I kind of oversimplified the report writing process because depending on the amount of materials that's involved in review and the complexity of the case, the report really could vary in terms of how long it takes me to write the report. I get that question a lot. How long does it take you to write a report, Dr. Muller? And the answer is it depends. I know you probably hear that answer a lot from scientific and medical experts, but it depends. So it might be something that's a very direct, non-complicated question, at least as far as I'm concerned, toxicology related that is, or it may be very complex and there may be a lot of moving parts in terms of referring back to various records that or evidence that I have to refer to in order to explain the facts of the case. Part of the report, the importance of the report, is also to really paint a picture for the reader of the report on how I came to my conclusion, what my methodology was. Was it based on my experience as a toxicologist with over 2 decades of experience in the field? Was it based on the records alone, the evidence alone? Was it based on reports in the medical literature? What was my opinion based on, and how did I go through it? And so, I'm going through the evidence presented to me for the case. I'm drawing on my education and experience. And if I'm pulling in any citations, any references, I'm including those in the report as well. So somebody reading the report can nod their head as they go along and say, oh, okay, now I know what she's doing. She's not just saying, this is my opinion because I say it's my opinion. She's saying this is her opinion because this is why she came to this conclusion, and in this case, when I discussed methodology, how she came to that conclusion. So I hope this very high-level video helped you understand the process that I undertake for report writing when it comes to expert witness reports. And I hope you will join me for future topics in toxicology.